Last year, Chad Wienen had a Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross title to defend, and he made it look as easy as 1, 2, and 3. But the third race of the year, he had the points lead and was pulling away, headed toward his third straight championship, and he finished in the top 3 at every one of the 9 rounds. He took 7 wins in 9 races also, proving to be unstoppable in nearly all terrains. Can anyone stop him this year? Find out next. Well, it's an idea long overdue, and it's finally become a reality. Daytona International Speedway is going to host ATV racing for the first time ever. The hollowed grounds have been carved into a supercross track for the inaugural Fly Racing ATV Supercross, Round 1 of the 2015 Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship, sanctioned by the AMA. Hello everyone, Jason Wygant here, right in the heart of the annual Bike Week extravaganza in Daytona. Not bikes today, though. It's the four-wheeled set, but not NASCAR either. That's right, all-terrain vehicles will take to the track. Same course we used for the Daytona Supercross by Honda for the bikes, and also the Ricky Carmichael Amateur Daytona Supercross. It's the 4th day we've been racing out here. We had pro bikes and then amateurs for 2 days, and now the ATVs get to this Ricky Carmichael designed course. And as if the excitement of racing a Supercross track and the infield of Daytona International Speedway isn't enough, it is the season opener, which always carries a certain amount of buzz with it as well. The teams and riders scrambling to be ready here for round number 1, gunning for that man, Chad Wienen, your 3-time and defending champ. Let's talk to him.
We just got here at Daytona. This place is amazing, and it's infamous, for its great racing, and the track is going to be brutal. Very honored to be able to come here and possibly be the first champion to leave this place, and everything's got to go right, and we're going to hit all our marks to be able to do that. I've been staying just about 10 minutes away from here up in Daytona Beach, and it's been a great off season with the Borich guys and the Barkbusters, and these guys are they keep stepping up my game every year, so we're ready to go and see what we can do this weekend.
Yeah, that's interesting. Chris Borich, now a Yamaha ATV racer on the cross-country side. He and Wienen training together down here in the off-season. Let's catch up with Joel Hetrick.
Yeah, I switched to a Honda this year for Hetrick Racing Corrosion. Sean Taylor's on the team. Was at Greg Pafford's all winter training, putting in some solid laps and hard training. Now we're at Daytona. The place looks awesome. I'm glad to be here. It's going to be an awesome event for our series. Hoping for a podium. We'll see what we can do. Want to get that top spot. I think I can do it, and we'll see what happens.
Well, consistency has been something that Hetrick has been working on. If he could be consistent this year, he could certainly challenge for a title. So can this rider, the 84 Thomas Brown, formerly a teammate of Wienen, now going on his own, but still on a Yamaha. Let's see what he's got in store.
And it's round 1. We've been working hard all offseason. Spent a lot of time in Texas at my house and pounding out laps. I feel good. I started my own program this year, Left Wienen Motorsports, and started this Maxxis Yamaha Power Motor Exports team. It's a great program, got great people behind me. I'm pumped on it. Obviously want that first SX win and take home that wakeboard would be really sick, but we leave here with a podium and then knock out several wins throughout the year. I'm not going to be scared to say it. I want to win races. It's not all about consistency this year. It's going to be how to be consistent and win races. So that's where our goal is, and man, I've been working hard for it.
Well, it's kind of like the NASCAR set. Yeah, they're all thinking about a championship, but when the season begins at Daytona, you don't want to just be consistent. You want to win. Stay with us. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. Welcome back to coverage of the inaugural Fly Racing ATV Supercross. Yes, it's a Supercross track and a Supercross format, so instead of the typical 2 motos, we'll run heat races to seed into one main event with all the points and money on the line. Here's heat race number 1, Hetrick. Off to the races early, got the good start on the number 88. And a big tangle up here, that's Wienen and the number 20 of Josh Upperman, 2 favorites way back. Wienen, of course, your champ. We've talked a lot about him, but Upperman, normally a lightning-quick starter. Upperman has switched teams this year. You see he's still tangled up in the first turn while Hetrick goes by. Good to see former series champ Joe Bird out here, the number 7 with us as well. So it's Hetrick showing just how fast he can be here on the Honda, while everyone else battles behind him. You see Upperman trying to get back into it as well as Wienen. And with the Supercross format, they don't make it out of the heat race. They'll have to go to the semifinal to qualify for the main, while Hetrick goes on to win it. Silas Lamons and Joe Bird battling here for second and third. Bird would take the position away to finish in the runner-up spot. Hetrick goes on to take the heat race victory. Good gate pick for him heading into the main event. Jansen, Clark, and Lamons round out the top 5. Heat race number 2. That's John Natale getting the hole shot in the lucky number 13. Nice move, though, on the inside by Jeff Rastrelli. He's a Florida native and was lightning quick in practice, so he definitely had something to show. Try to get around Natale. Now, an interesting mashup here. Natale, one of the veterans of the series, won this title all the way back 10 years ago in 2005. Now racing for the famous Baldwin Motorsports team, which is a veteran racing outfit. So you've got a lot of knowledge and experience over there. And he's going to need it because you not only have Rastrelli going fast, but here's Thomas Brown on the Yamaha up to third. And this will be the first time we really get to see what the Daytona track could offer up in terms of passing, because Hetrick was gone in his heat race. Brown trying to stalk Rastrelli and figure out a way around him. See, got some inside grooves in these corners and then the berms on the outside. ATVs definitely look comfortable, though, on this track. And look at Rastrelli keeping the heat on Natale. It was great racing. Every rider said they were happy to go out there and try this, but none of them knew exactly how it would turn out. They had never ridden a Supercross race, and certainly not like Daytona, which is different from a typical Supercross track anyway. But as you can tell from this heat race, very raceable, very workable. Natale, though, he rides with eyes in the back of his head. Every time Rastrelli, who definitely had speed, tried to make a move on him, Natale was able to answer it. And Brown hanging back there in third. I think he knows it's all about the main event. They'll score double points for the main, because the heat races do not count for points. Checkered flag is out. Look how close Rastrelli got. Ronnie Higgerson, who has switched to Hondas this year, is 4th. Nick Janusa goes to the main. He finishes 5th. But so far, so good for this new alliance, John Natale and Mark Baldwin. They've got a heat race win under their belt. We'll talk to Natale more about this next. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. The lucky number 13 with new colors this year, John Natale, part of Baldwin Motorsports.
Just come off of the second the second heat race. Was able to pull a hole shot in there and just ride smooth and win it. You know, Jeffrey Rastrelli was behind me there and kept me honest. We had a great race, and you know, it means a lot for me to be down here at Daytona. You know, the sun and the weather is not the only thing that's great. We have great racing here at Daytona. Like to thank the Daytona Motorsports Group for welcoming our ATVs into the family, and I think it's only going to get bigger from here. I'm really excited, and you know, like everybody says, it gives you goosebumps and chills to be here at Daytona, to know all the legends and people that have raced here. To be a part of it now is great, and I'm looking forward to the future. You know, I just feel like it's going to be great for our sport, and it's going to make ATVs blow up, and I think that we're going to be the next big thing. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, John's been here, done that, but certainly it's cool to even see a guy like him get this fired up about racing. And we have more racing. Remember the last chance qualifier, the semifinal, Upperman and Wienen tangled up in the first turn of their heat race, didn't make it in through that, so they have to race here. Upperman grabs the hole shot, and he has our Rocky Mountain ATV MC onboard camera. New team this year, by the way, for the number 20, Root River Racing. Upperman was a long protege of Tim Farr and Mark Baldwin and all the folks over there at Baldwin Motorsports, but now he's gone in another direction. We'll see how it works. Has a classic good starts going. He always has that, but he also has Wienen right behind him. I think you can see by the riding style of Wienen into that corner, though, not really throwing all caution to the wind. He just wants to get into that main event. He's close, but you know the champ could really uncork it when he needs to. He's got a shot here down on the inside. Found an opening. Yes, and it's enough to take the lead as you see him off in the distance. Checkered flag is out. Wienen wins the last chance qualifier. Upperman going to the main event as well. Jeff Rastrelli, as we mentioned, a Florida native, fast in qualifying, still running the Can-Am colors this year. Let's see what he thinks about racing in Daytona.
First ATV SX, really looking forward to this race. I think it's more my style, you know, with the technical sections, and it's a little sandy out there, so I'm super excited to hopefully get this first win of the ATV SX and win that wakeboard that they were showing us up there at the riders meeting and whatnot. And it's going to be really fun, and I'm feeling really good, so hopefully go out there and do really well.
Well, the main event is coming up. We'll see how Rastrelli, Natali, Hetrick, Wienen, Brown, Upperman, and the rest of the contenders do in the first ever Fly Racing ATV Supercross. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by AMSOIL. Time to go racing, your main event, first time ever. Mountain Dew ATV Motocross at Daytona International Speedway. There's Thomas Brown getting himself fired up. Jeff Rastrelli as well. Joel Hetrick won a heat race earlier. John Natali, who's there on his right, won the other one. But no points for the heat races. It's all on the line here for the main event. Joel Hetrick has our Rocky Mountain ATV MC onboard camera. Let's make some history here. Certainly not the start Hetrick wanted. Natali, Baldwin Motorsports, always puts together a package that can get starts, and Natali has the whole shot. And Rastrelli right behind him. So a little rematch of the heat race. And it did seem like Rastrelli had some speed there, wasn't able to find room to make pass. We'll see if he can do it to Natali right now as Hetrick on the corrosion. Oh! And a rider over the bars in front of him. I didn't get a real good look at it. I think that's Thomas Brown. Wow. I don't think he got into the rider in front of him. I'm not sure if he just mistimed that section. Went over the bars hard. Was lucky, by the way, that Hetrick was able to get around him and not land on him. I hope he's okay. Now we have Rastrelli with an onboard camera. He is second still. Wall jump, and then the finish line, keeping Natali in check. Now, Rastrelli has never won one of these overalls before, so this would be huge to do it at Daytona. A little better job by Natali staying down on the inside of that corner. Hetrick up to third, Higgerson fourth, and there's our first glimpse of Chad Wienen in fifth. But Natali airing it out and stretching it out, actually, a little bit over Rastrelli. Wienen knows it's time to go. He's going to try to work an inside line on Higgerson, and he makes it happen. Higgerson tried to get back to the inside to block it, and he saw all 6'4" of Wienen parked in his line, bounced out of the way. So you could make an argument that you've got a big four up front here, four very fast riders. Maybe the only huge contender that's missing right now is Thomas Brown, but we saw firsthand what happened to him going over the bars. So here's your battle. Hetrick is catching Rastrelli, and Wienen is catching Hetrick. And they're all keeping Natali honest. So we're still waiting to figure out where can you make the passes. Wienen's got a nice little line in that right-hander they just went through. That's where he got around Higgerson. He can tuck that away, maybe use it. The battle at the moment materializing is Hetrick against Rastrelli. These are two of the young guns of the series. Hetrick found a new line on the inside. Outside line able to work for Higgerson for now. Gonna try it again down the inside. Track has really come together here. Very raceable again. Multiple lines in these corners. And how about the heat that Natali has been dealing with? Good job by Rastrelli to not only fend off the advances of Hetrick, but he's actually pushed himself forward back to the rear tires of Natali. They call Natali the Iron Man out of Warriors Mark, Pennsylvania. I guess when you're born in a place like that, you have no choice but to do something rough and gnarly like this, ATV motocross, and also be one of the world's best at it. Rastrelli can only see Natali ahead of him, but the real concern is who is behind him, and that's Hetrick. And a mistake by Rastrelli, and he goes down. Lost the momentum coming into that section, just like Brown. Hope he's okay. Find out what's happening after this. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Welcome back to the Fly Racing Daytona ATV Supercross. John Natale still leads Joel Hetrick, Chad Wienen second and third. Hetrick there in the red 88, the blue Yamaha is Wienen. But an update, Jeff Rastrelli went down hard as we were going to break. We had the onboard camera on him, and you could see that he had lost a little momentum exiting the corner and entering the rhythm section compared to Natale, your leader. Didn't have the speed to clear those jumps the way he wanted, and he paid the price for it. Luckily, he is okay, but I think out of this race. We switch back to fourth and fifth. The veteran Joe Bird and the newcomer Nick Janusa battling for it. And look at the kid down the inside. Just doesn't back off. Carries more speed. But the veteran Bird parks himself right there on the inside. Now Higgerson is down. Remember, he was in fourth at one point in this race. So this racetrack's starting to claim some victims. And through it all, Natale, your leader, has been calm, cool, collected. Everyone else has had their ups and downs. This is big, though, this battle for second. Hetrick and Wienen, not just for today, but for the points. We know what Natale can do. He's always a contender. But a lot of people believe that Hetrick is the one that has the talent and speed to eventually unseat Wienen for this championship. So he needs to finish in front of the champion today as we go back to Bird and Janusa. Janusa still going for it. Now Thomas Brown, who has recovered from that crash. Are you kidding me? Getting passed by him, and it looks like Rastrelli has recovered. Good to see he's okay, but going to lose a lot of points. Remember, he was in second place trying to stalk Natale. So now we're down to Natale, Hetrick, and Wienen. And Hetrick has opened it up a bit on Wienen, not what you'd expect. Wienen has a long day, though. He and Upperman tangled up first turn of their heat race. Had to win the last chance qualifier to get in. So he's had a long day. Meanwhile, Natale, well, they say starts are so key in Supercross. He hole shot his heat race and won it. Hole shot the main event and is one lap away from winning it as well and making history. He'll go to the same Gatorade victory lane they use for the NASCAR folks. Now, here we are on board with Josh Upperman, who is in eighth. Adam Clark on the Koster Racing Yamaha is in front of him. Upperman on the Root Racing machine, outside line. That'll put him on the inside of the next corner. They come across the start straight. And you hear how Josh Upperman had to work it to get down into that corner real low in the RPMs. Late in the race, how about Hetrick making one more run at Natale with a half a lap to go? He's all over him. A battle for the win here at Daytona. You knew it would come down to it. They both want to be the first ever. Wheels being shown. Natale able to fend that off. Can he do it again? Down to the finish line, we're going to go. Just one little hook, a right and a left. And Hetrick goes back to the inside. Can't make it happen. John Natale is your first ever winner of the Daytona ATV Supercross. Fly Racing rider, it's a Fly Racing sponsored event, so they're happy. Here's your Maxis results. Wienen third, Bird, excellent job by the veteran out of Tennessee, fourth. Janusa fifth. Tyler Hamrick, didn't get a look at him, but he does round out the top 10. Well done. There's Jen Kenyon on the podium, and there it is, what John Natale was talking about. He'll celebrate it with his family, getting to hold the wakeboard as the first ever winner of this event. Hetrick will finish second, Wienen third. That's a points run for them. Let's chat.
Down here in Gatorade Victory Lane, was able to get the hole shot out there today and lead it from the gate drop to the checkered flag. I want to say thank you to all my sponsors, Maxis, Motorsport.com, Baldwin, building them great motors, Fly Racing, man, just everybody who's behind me, Robin and John Ford, my mom and my dad, my wife Michelle, my daughter Stassi, and my daughter Lexus, and just a few other people out there who have been helping me behind the scenes. I want to say thank you. You guys know who you are. I couldn't do it without you.
The moto went well. I got second overall, started from fifth, made some quick passes, almost had Natale at the end, was pretty close. Ready for the ATV Motocross season to start at Georgia.
Came out of the main in about mid-pack. Wasn't a very good start, and picked off some guys. A lot of guys crashing in front of me, and had to be patient. And you know, as the race went on, I started getting faster and started picking some guys off, and had to take some lines I didn't want to take. But you know, it's one of those things, and you know, this is a different format than what we're used to, and you know, we're honored to be on the podium here. You know, you definitely want to be on the top spots, what I'm used to, and we're going to get ready for Georgia next round and put on the top of the box.
Oh, you can tell the champ not happy. He doesn't race for 30 races to win. Here's your AMSOIL race recap. Natali nailing the starts. Jeff Rastrelli was there on the yellow Can-Am in second early, and he would keep some heat on for a while, but there were some crazy crashes. Watch up ahead here. Thomas Brown on the blue bike, down hard. Amazing he was able to survive that and actually get up. He finished sixth. Then again, he's the guy that once flipped end over end and won a race at Red Lips a few years back. Here's Natali still out front. Rastrelli was keeping the heat on. See him in second. Hetrick and Wienen would quickly get to third and fourth and make it a four-rider battle at the front of the pack. But Rastrelli would have the same problem Brown did in the same section. Here we are on board with him, loses a little momentum, clips this jump, and goes down hard. Luckily, he was okay as well. A little bit further back, some battling. Joe Bird able to take over the number 4 position. Solid ride for him. And here's Thomas Brown down to the inside, recovering from that crash. Like we said, 6th place. What a comeback. Late in the race, Joel Hetrick in second on the right side of your screen, the black helmet. Closes back in on Natali. He wanted to win this one. He put himself in position. He just couldn't find the opening. It would come down to the last corner. There's Natali with the white helmet. Hetrick working him down to the inside. Just no room in this final section. Hetrick tries it, can't get it done. John Natali will forever be known as the first ever fly racing ATV Supercross at Daytona winner. Congratulations to him. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Going to be a great season. We'll see you next week from Georgia.